with me, Kai Kolade. It's great to have you here. It's Thursday evening over here in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm so happy to be here again with you to do this. How are you doing? How has been your week? I hope you've had a very, very productive week. I hope you had a productive day or you are still having a productive day. Just want to say a big well done to you. The Lord is your strength, the Lord is your muscle. Just one more day before we end this week and then we head into the weekend. Just want to say a big well done. I know that you have certain goals that you are trying to crush, certain projects that you are trying to get accomplished, or you are trying to get moving in the right direction. I just want to say a very big, big, big well done. The month of September has gotten off to a great start. Last week when we were here, we are talking about Happy New Month. Welcome to the month of September. It's already the seventh day of the month. We're making progress. We're definitely making progress in this month. Wishing you all the very best. Every goal that you have set out to achieve in this month of September, I wish you all the very best. Wishing you God's grace, God's strength, even as you go out there, whether it's your business, your career, your academics, your finances, or your relationship, or your health, whatever goal that you have set out to achieve, I pray for uncommon results for you in this month of September. So it's High Performance Live. You know how we do it every time we meet like this as high performers. We do our high performance review, which is what we are grateful for the week, what we are grateful to God for this week, what lesson that we are learning this week, and what we are looking forward to in the upcoming week. We do this because it's very, very important. This is how we grow as high performers. This is how we grow as achievers on our journey. And so it's very, very important that we always do, we look at these three things every time that we meet like this, so that just to remind us, just to keep that sense of community, because I know how it is that when we are busy, we get into all the things that we need to do. It's so easy for us to forget, trying to make sure that we get all those things done. Looks like there's not enough time, right? And that's why we have this high performance live session like this, just to re-energize us, to re-strategize, to re-engage on our journey. This is supposed to be like a personal retreat that we have every week. So I hope you look forward to it as much as I do, because this is that time where we put everything aside and say, okay, come, let's talk to ourselves as high performers again, right? Let's get energized, let's refuel and then go out again for the next week. So it's so powerful that we have a safe haven like this, where we come, we deliberate, we discuss, we talk, we share ideas, we share insights together, and then we go out there again and do our thing. So that's why I'm here for you every step of the way, always here for you every Thursday like this on YouTube, 7:30 p.m. West African time. I'm always here every Thursday on YouTube. I'm here for you. I'm here for us as high performers, as the for this high performance community. Sorry, so that we can have this place every week where we encourage ourselves. It's very, very important, where we just come together and encourage ourselves. And that's why we're here. And for me, that's what I will always be grateful for the opportunity to do this with you, for the opportunity to share this platform, to share this community with you. I'm always so grateful to do this. The lesson that I'm learning, or that I'm learning since the week is not over, that I'm learning this week, is the importance of starting something that matters. Start something that matters. That's the lesson that I'm learning this week, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you very quickly in the next couple of minutes. And the what I'm looking forward to this week, or what I'm looking forward to in the upcoming week, it's a brand new program that I have coming out, and it's about influence. The last time that I was here, well, last live session I was here, I talked about your greatness is in the unknown. And I talked about how sometimes we know that we are supposed to do some things, but we don't even know exactly what it is. But we know we just have this pull towards it. And I said, "Look, it's part of the process." Hey, hi, Raila. Good evening. It's great to have you here. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And I said it's all part of the process, that sometimes you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't know exactly what it is. But it's all part of it, that whatever that you are sensing in your heart, even though if it doesn't look clear, it doesn't make sense, the most important thing is that keep moving in the direction of that thing that you see. Keep moving in the direction of that thing that you feel. Clarity comes from engagement. It doesn't come from thought. What you need is momentum. What you need is to keep taking a step, even though it doesn't make sense to anybody around you, even though if it doesn't make sense to you, it's very, very important. And you're still tying in specifically into what we're going to be talking about today, which is start something that matters. You are a high performer. Whether you are just starting out on that goal or that project, or whether you've actually begun on that goal or that project, it's very important to remind ourselves that what is important is to start something that matters, to do something that matters, to go after that goal or that project that truly, truly matters. It's very, very important. And for a very long time, I've had this project on my mind for years now about helping people to build their capacity for influence, to build their capacity for influence. For a very long time, I had that idea. I called it the New Influence Masters. That's what I called the project. But I'm still trying to work out the details. I'm still trying to work out the modalities. What am I going to do? Am I actually going to make it a course, or am I going to make it a webinar, or do I make it a summit? All those modalities is still what I'm working on. When I was in the shower today, what came to my mind was masters of influence. I don't know, but just like I promised myself that every day I will keep you updated, or every week that we meet like this, I'll keep you updated. So that's just one thing that has been on my mind, helping people build their capacity for influence. And I was on a Zoom call with my mentor some few days ago, and he was talking about the currency of the world is influence. And when he said that, that struck at my heart, that the currency of the world is influence. So this thing influence is very, very important, right? And is that thing where you are saying to yourself, okay, how do I help people build their capacity for influence? How do I strategically position myself to help people to share the things that I've learned on my own journey? Oh, thank you, Rayla. Master of influence, right? Or mastering influence. I'm not even sure which one it is. I know new influence masters, masters of influence, mastering influence. Maybe you can help me, Rayla, and maybe you can help me that is watching this video. Help me think of what do you think it should be called? Please let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'll really appreciate it. But I believe that it's very, very important to know how to go about doing influence. So that's what it's about. That's what my next project is going to be about, and that's what I'm working on currently. And I will definitely keep you updated as events keep unfolding. I'm always so grateful to you to have your listening ear and your seeing eye, and for us to rub minds together even as we go along. So don't forget to share your own high performance review with me. What are you grateful to God for this week? What lesson did you learn this week, and what are you looking forward to in the upcoming week? Or what's your goal? What's your own project for this month? I would really want to learn from you. Please share it. Type it right there in the comments below. So let's get right into it. I said I would quickly share with you about starting something that matters. Starting something that matters. Okay, Rayla, you say I think mastering influence works for now, but we think something else to jazz it up. Yes, I believe so. I trust you, Rayla. I know I can always count on you. Thank you so much for that feedback. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. So start something that matters. That's just why I said I'll share with you few key insights that I believe are very, very powerful, very, very insightful. Because one thing that I discover is that many times when we have a particular goal or a particular project that we want to achieve, or a dream that we want to achieve, Yes, thank you so much, Raina. Yes, we can absolutely. What one thing that I discovered is that when we have a goal or a project or a dream, there are usually various thoughts and emotions that go on in our head. You are thinking about the fact that do I really have what it takes? I don't feel qualified to do this thing. I don't have the resources or the funds to get this thing started, or you think about the complexity of the problem and you're just like, this thing is too complex for me to handle, this is too big of a problem for me to solve, or you are thinking about the fact that if I do this thing, will anybody buy into it, will anybody support me, um will I don't have the necessary skills to get this thing accomplished or to get it done. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Or you're thinking about the fact that you are just even starting out among all these other big fish that are already swimming in the pond, or you are going to make this presentation to these people that are already well advanced, probably older than you in age and more experienced in that field or in that area. Maybe it can be business or career. And you're wondering to yourself, what do I have to say among these people who are older and more experienced and more successful? Those are various things that goes on in our head many times. And eventually what happens is that we eventually don't start that project. Or what happens is that if we then get to start the project, when the challenges or the issues come along and hit us from various angles, and the dream and the project look so far away because it's taking longer than we expected, before you know it, we lose steam and then we even give up. I just said, you know what, this thing is not just for me. Let me go and try something else. But the essence of this conversation this evening is to, just to charge you and to encourage ourselves, even me included, that we get to realize that for when it comes to goals and projects, the challenge for we high performers is not smartness, it's not intelligence, it's not potential. We have all those things. We have the smartness, we have the intelligence, we have the potential to do and to achieve great things. The challenge many times is that we don't begin, we don't start. Or and in the case where we do begin and where we do start, we start with the wrong mindset. We start with the wrong mindset, and that's why somewhere along the line we get seduced by all the distractions that is going on around us, and then we end up wasting time. And sometimes not only do we waste time, we now even end up even giving up on the journey towards that goal or that project that we had in view initially. And so the for me, I discovered that in scriptures, Jesus, shared some powerful insights with his disciples on the right mindset to have when you want to start a mission. He shared these key insights with them when he was sending them on their own mission and their own assignment. And for me, reading through his own those insights and those lessons that he shared with his disciples, I found them so powerful, and I was like, this is so relevant. This is so applicable to us even today. After all these thousands of years, is so applicable, so insightful, so helpful for to anybody today. Whether it's your business, whether it's your career, whether it's your finances, whether it's your relationships or your health, these insights, which I'm going to be sharing with you in a couple of minutes, you will discover how, if you think through them, if you think through that project or that goal or that dream that you want to achieve, if you think through that thing like this, it will make a world of difference. Trust me, it will make a world of difference. You get to see things differently, and because at the end of the day, what makes the difference is perspective. Just like I said, it's not that we don't have the intelligence or the smartness or the potential. Many times what trips us upon our journey of high performance to achieving those goals that we want to achieve is perspective, it's mindset. And that's why it's so important that we have this forum like this where we come back and say, okay, what are those things that we need to change? How can we think things through differently? How can we look at that goal and that project in a different light so that we can make progress faster? Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. If there's anything that I believe can help you make progress faster on your journey, that has helped me to make progress on my journey, I'm all up for it to come with in this session and this forum to share it with you. And I believe that you will find these insights very, very insightful. So let's get right into it. Now, these insights I'm going to be sharing with you are from Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. The particular version that I'm using right now is the message version. So you can go back, read it on your own, or if you have your own Bible right now, or your other device, not this one that you are watching right now, you can as well look at it and then we can read along. And it's Matthew chapter 10, I think that's 5, either 5 or 6. I have a little bit of a challenge. The particular Bible I'm using right now is only in chapters. The verses were not marked, so you'll bear with me. But that the particular paragraph starts there by saying in Matthew chapter 10, it says, Jesus sent his 12 harvest hands out with this charge. He said, don't begin by traveling to some far off place to convert unbelievers, and don't try to be dramatic by tackling some public enemy. Go to the lost, confuse people right there in the neighborhood. Tell them that the kingdom is here. Bring health to the sick, raise the dead, touch the untouchables, kick out the demons. You have been treated generously, so live generously. Now, for me, yes, thank you so much, Raila, for sharing that Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. Now, just like I said, the disciples, he was sending them out, starting their mission. And these key insights that he was sharing with them was, look, you are starting out this thing that is so important. Here is the way not to start something. And this is what you need to focus on if you are going to be successful in your mission. So what I want you to do right now is to picture with me that particular goal or that project that you are working on, and let's see how we can apply these things that he shares to that thing, to that project, to that goal or that dream that you want to achieve. And the first thing that he says how not to start something is number one point: don't focus on the complexity of the problem. Don't focus on the complexity of the problem. When what happens is that when you focus on the complexity of the problem, it's easy to get discouraged and not to begin at all. Or when you begin and you stay focused on the complexity of the problem, it's easy to get distracted and not make the necessary progress that you want to make. So instead of focusing on the complexity of the problem, focus on the progress that you have made on your own life's journey so far. So whether it's a fitness goal, whether it's a career goal, whether it's an academic goal, business goal, whatsoever, look, if you look at your life closely, you will discover that you have made progress on your own life's journey. Focus on that. Don't focus on the complexity of the problem you want to solve in your life right now, or perhaps in the life of any other person. You have actually solved certain problems in your life. You have made progress in on your own life journey, no matter how small. Stay focused on that. And remember that if you were able to make progress in that area, this particular challenge that you want to get resolved, you will definitely be able to solve it. Many times what happens is that we are so focused on the giants, on that Goliath that we want to defeat in our own life or in the life of somebody else, that we forget that we have defeated lions and bears in the past, that we have killed lions and bears in the past, and albeit you have killed a lion and a bear with your bare hand. With your bare hands, you've accomplished remarkable things in the past before that you are yet to give yourself credit for. And so my own charge and my own encouragement to you is that if you are going to find the momentum to start that new project, or the momentum to keep going on that journey that you are currently on, which for instance now looks a little bit challenging and looks a little bit tumultuous to you, one way is to remember those things that you have accomplished in the past, that progress that you have made in the past. The seed, that's the seed of that progress that you have made in the past, is the stone that will bring that Goliath that you are currently confronting. So it's very important. And that's why you see that very first charge that Jesus gives to his disciples there. He says, "You have been treated generously, so live generously." And my own charge and my own encouragement to you is that whatever that you do, live out from the place of abundance. The person that will live generously is the person that feels that he has been abundantly blessed. And that's why he says, see, you've been treated generously. I know right now you are not where you desire to be, but you need to realize that you are no longer where you used to be. And the fact that you are no longer where you used to be is a generous amount of progress, is an abundance of progress that you have made. Live from that place of abundance. It's only when you live from that place of abundance that you will be able to gain the insights, gain the necessary tools and strategies to be able to move forward to the next level. It's very important. I hope you are staying with me. The next charge, moving on quickly, that he says is that don't think you have to put on a fundraising campaign before you start. You don't need a lot of equipment. You are the equipment. And all you need to keep that going is 3 meals a day, travel light. Thank you so much, Raela, for sharing that. Live from a place of abundance. Number two thing, to get started on that project and to keep momentum going on that project. Don't stop focusing. Don't focus on what you don't have. Don't focus on what you don't have. Your mind has a way of justifying and giving you all the cogent reasons why you don't have the funds, you don't have the equipment. And so until you have the funds, you have the equipment before you should start that project. My own charge and my own encouragement to you is that just like Jesus says, remember you are the equipment. You are not going to be ready tomorrow. You are not going to be ready next week. You are not going to be ready next month. You are ready now. Get started on that project. Get started on that goal that you want to achieve. You are the project. There's also that thing where your mind will tell you, oh, if only you had the circumstances of that other person, if you had access to the opportunities of that other person has, that everything will be fine and great. But it's coming back to that place to tell yourself this simple truth that if you had the same circumstances and opportunities like that other person, it won't help you, it will only hinder you. You remember David in scriptures, right? When he wanted to go and confront Goliath, what happened? Saul gave him his armor and put it on him. And what happened? He discovered that he couldn't move. The armor that was supposed to help him, he discovered that, look, this thing is going to help me, this thing is going to hinder me on my journey. And I know that you don't want to hear this. I know that maybe somewhere right now in your heart, you are feeling pained and you are feeling angry that, look, you don't know what you are talking about. Look, that other person that I can see that has all the money and has all the resources available, and you are telling me that if I had it will hinder me, it will not help me. Look, that's the only way you are going to make progress. So tell yourself that, see, if you had exactly what they had, it won't help you, it will only hinder you. What Anything you don't have right now, you don't need. That's because you are the equipment. And that is interesting that Jesus says, he said, travel light. What that simply means is that it will only be a burden to you. It will only be a burden to you. It will not be a help to you. I know you don't want to like it. I know you don't want to hear this. I know you don't like hearing this right now. But hey, that's what it is. We are high performers, right? We come to that place where we're able to tell ourselves some hard truths so that we can make the necessary progress that we need to make. I wouldn't stop you from telling me some very hard and difficult things that will be beneficial for me if you know that that thing will also help me make progress on my own journey. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I know you want to make progress. I know you want to get to the next level. And my own charge and my own encouragement to you is that if you stay in that place where you are solely focused on what you don't have, there is no how you can make that progress. And because I know there are things, juicy things that are waiting for you in the next level, that when you touch those things, you yourself, you become a pleasant surprise to yourself. And that's why I'm here to just charge you and encourage you that the only way that will happen is to realize that you are the equipment. You are not going to be ready tomorrow. You are not going to be ready next tomorrow, next week, next month. You are ready now. Go ahead and do your thing. there is something that you have. Like my mentor always says, it's not what you don't have that limits you, it's what you have, but you don't know how to use. You have something. You have something. Get creative. Look closely at that thing that you have. It's not about the resources, it's about your resourcefulness. And so, thank you so much, Raila, for sharing that. What you don't have now, you don't need. You don't need. Just travel light. Travel light. When you get to that stage where you need those things, you will get them. I know what how this thing is, right? That's why I'm sharing these things with you. And I know that it will help you greatly on your own journey. Third point, we're making progress, right? First thing, don't focus on the complexity of the problem. Second thing, don't focus on what you don't have. The third thing, he charges his disciples. He says, when you enter a town or village, don't insist on staying on a luxury inn. Get a modest place with some modest people and be content there until you leave. Goes on to say, when you knock on a door, be courteous in your greeting. If they welcome you, be gentle in your conversation. If they don't welcome you, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. You can be sure that on Judgment Day, they will be mighty sorry, but it's no concern of yours now. Powerful, powerful statement, right? Number three thing, to get momentum going on that goal or that project that you have, don't focus on the people that are not supporting you. Don't focus on people that are not supporting you, because that's what he's saying here. You get somewhere, you knock the door, they open the door to you, fine. Be gentle in your conversation, but they slam the door in your face. Don't make a scene. Just shrug your shoulders and be on your way. Look, every great thing that exists in our world today all gets started or got started from that point of the people around not getting it. So it shouldn't come as a surprise to you that you are doing something, you are starting a new project, you are starting a new mission, and the people around you are like, look, I don't just get this thing. It shouldn't surprise you, because the truth about it is that even you yourself, you don't even fully understand it yet. So it's all part of the journey, it's all part of the process. There is nothing great that exists today. Think about it. Apple, $1 trillion company that exists today, started from that place of Steve Jobs in his dorm room working on something that many people didn't understand what he was doing. So it's all part of the journey, it's all part of the process. Just look, do yourself a favor and just keep moving forward, keep going, keep your face forward, keep your face going in the right direction. Understand that it's part of the process, and that's how you sustain momentum to keep moving forward. Next point, it says, don't be naive. Please forgive me. I'm not sure what particular verse this is. All I said. Okay, I promise what I'm going to do is that in the comments of this video, I'll get the particular verses of the scripture and then put it out there so that you can follow along. I know that will be very helpful, right? Thank you so much. Don't be naive. That's the next point that Jesus gives to his disciples. He says, don't be naive. Some people will impugn your motives, others will smear your reputation just because you believe in me. Don't be upset when they haul you before the civil authorities. Without knowing it, they have done you and me a favor, giving you a platform for preaching the kingdom news. And that's the next point I'm going to. He says, don't be naive. Don't be naive. And what that simply means is that, see, don't focus on the skills that you lack. Don't focus on the skills that you lack. To get going on that project, that goal, that dream you want to achieve, don't focus on the skills that you lack. I'm sure you are saying, so are you saying that I shouldn't improve myself? Are you saying that I shouldn't learn new skills? No, 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 that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that instead of looking at it from the angle of, oh, this is the skill that I lack, of looking at that person that you admire doing their thing, and you are saying to yourself, oh, I'm never going to be as good as them. Instead, look at it as something that you can learn. So that's where I'm going to. So instead of looking at it as, oh, I don't have the necessary skills, instead look at it as, I don't have these skills right now, quite all right, but look, I can learn. I can grow, I can evolve, I can get better. And so there is no problem, there's nothing wrong with starting out naive. The problem is staying in that place of being naive. And so that's just what it is. They, all of us start from that place of where we start out being naive. Every pro starts out as an amateur. Every entrepreneur, and I was still reading in a book um, earlier this week, and it's so true. It's what's the name of this book? Is by Alex Hormozy. The name just flew out of my head, but I think something like the 100 million dollar offer or something. Just go check it out. Alex Hormozy, $100 million offer. I think that's what it is. And he said something in the book that is so true. And he was talking about the fact of how every successful entrepreneur that you know today started from that place of a wantpreneur. That's they just had they started out in a place of zeal without wisdom. They were passionate about something, zealous about something, knew that there was this problem that they wanted to solve, knew that they were people, they wanted to help people, they wanted to make a difference, they wanted to effect a change. But did they know anything about business? Absolutely not. They didn't know anything about business, but that's where everybody starts from. And that's my own charge and my own encouragement to you that look, everybody starts from there. Forget about all the glam and all the perfect things that you are seeing out there, all the perfect success stories that you are seeing out there. Everybody started from that place of where they had their rough edges of zeal without wisdom. But eventually they realized and came to that place and said to themselves that, okay, hey, I know what I don't know and I'm willing to learn. And so that's just what it is. That always remember that it's about the people and practices. Two things that will change your life: people and practices. The people that you interact with and the practices that you engage yourself in daily. What are those habits that you are building? Those habits that you are cultivating? What are the attitudes you are nurturing? What are the connections you are deepening? What new knowledge are you acquiring? What are the skills that you are mastering? And to remember that if you keep working at it every day, you can evolve. You can become a different version of yourself in a very pleasant way and go out there and absolutely crush those things that you want to crush. So don't focus on the skills that you lack. Next thing, don't worry about what you will say or how you will say it. The right words will be there. The spirit of your father will supply the words. So the next thing I would say is that don't focus on it being perfect. Don't focus on it being perfect. Don't focus on perfection. Your quest for perfection is procrastination in disguise, is the way my mentor always puts it. Don't focus on it being perfect. You want to create that online course. Don't focus on the fact that you have to figure out all the modules before you start creating the online course. What you need to do is to create module one. And interestingly, you don't even need to create the whole of module one first. What you need to do is to create the first page of module one. So you want to write a book, don't think that you have to figure out the entire book before you start writing it. Write the first line of chapter one. That's how you get started. So don't focus on it being perfect. Just what's important is for you to get started. The right words. That's what Jesus here says. He says the right words will be there. The right words will be there. When you finish page one and you need to get page two, the right words will be there. When you finish module one and you need to move to module two, the right words will be there. Trust me, you need to believe that. You need to trust that because that's how it happens. I'm writing a book currently, and there is no day that I go to bed without having a little bit of palpitations in my heart because what I'm thinking about is, hey, I'm going to sit down and continue working on this book tomorrow. But honestly, I don't know what I'm going to write. I don't know what I'm going to write. I don't know what I'm going to write tomorrow, not to talk of what I'm even going to write next week. But every day I wake up with that belief. I wake up with that trust in my heart that when I plant my butt on the chair and put on my system and click open that file, the words will come. And that's just how it has been. I trust that the words will come. Every Wednesday, when I have to write out my blog post for the week, there's always that temptation to feel like, hey, what am I going to say this week? Oh? But I just know that when I put my butt on the chair, on the system, and put the page, somehow, the words will come. So don't focus on perfection. The reason why you feel stuck right now is because you are trying to figure out the entire picture. You are trying to figure out how the end line, how the end result will be. Don't do that. It's a 26-mile journey. What you need to do is to focus on the first step. What you need to do is to focus on the first mile. Crush that first mile and trust that everything that you need to crush the second mile, to crush the third mile, will be right there when you need it. You don't have the grace for tomorrow, you only have grace for today. God has given you the grace for today because He knows that that's all you need. When tomorrow comes, He will supply the grace for tomorrow. And so that's how you gain the momentum to keep going on that goal and that project that you want to achieve. Now, the next thing we said, don't focus on perfection. The next thing is um, just like I said, I will mention the verses for you, so don't worry, I've got you covered. I'll take care of you. Mm, it says when people realize it's the living God you are presenting and not some idol that makes them feel good, they are going to turn on you. Even people in your family, there's a great irony here, proclaiming so much love, experiencing so much hate. Now, this is where I'm going. But don't quit, don't cave in. It is all well worth it in the end. It's not success you're after in such times, but survival. Be survivors. Before you run out of options, the Son of Man will have arrived. It goes on to say, a student doesn't get a better desk than her teacher. A laborer doesn't make more money than his boss. Be content, pleased, even when you, my student, my servant, harvest hands, get the same treatment. Now, this is the point that I'm going to. Don't focus on failure. Don't focus on failure. When you are starting out that goal or that project, there's always that thing that will say, what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't pan out? Will it be well worth it in the end? Okay, Kyle, what if after I've done all these things and eventually the grass isn't actually greener on the other side? My own charge and my own encouragement to you is that, yes, thank you so much, Bella, for sharing that, is that the reason why all those thoughts are so strong in your head right now is because you are focusing on the wrong things. You are focused on the wrong things. You need to fortify your mind with success right now. And this is what I'm saying: left, right, center, up, down, under your feet, everywhere. You need to surround yourself with images of people who have succeeded in their own adventure, who have succeeded in their own goals and their own dreams. And that's what he's saying here. He says a student doesn't get a better desk than her teacher. A laborer doesn't make more money than his boss. So who are the mentors? Who are those people that you are looking at? You need to keep your eyes focused on them. You need to keep your eyes glued on them. Don't focus on failure, because and you might say to me, okay, they no, I'm not focused on failure now. What do you mean? I'm not focused on failure, but those thoughts are just coming. And what I'm saying to you is, you can't afford to be on the defense. You need to go on the offense. If you are not deliberately cultivating the garden of the possibility of your dreams, what you are doing is you are subconsciously allowing the weeds of failure to reign in your mind. And that's why it's so important. You need to go on the offensive. You need to be deliberate. You can't half-ass this thing. You can't dilly-dally. You can't be casual. You need to make a conscious, concerted effort to fortify your minds with images of success from your mentors, from people that you admire, from people that you respect. Are you listening to their podcasts? Are you reading their books? Are you attending their seminars? Are you meeting with them in person? Are you talking with them on the phone on a regular basis? You must make sure that you are barricaded, let me put it like that, with success. It's so important. If you are going to start that venture, if you are going to sustain momentum on that venture that I know that to you is so important, that's the only way it's going to happen. It's very, very important. And then the final point, we are done. Jesus here says, he says, don't be intimidated. Eventually, everything is going to be out in the open and everyone will know how things really are. So don't hesitate to go public now. Go public now. And then finally, it says, don't be bluffed into silence by the threats of bullies. There is nothing they can say to your soul, your core being, Save your fear for God, who holds your entire life, body, and soul in his hands. Don't be intimidated. Thank you so much, Reda, for sharing that. Don't be bluffed into silence by the threat of bullies. And the final point I want to leave you there with is that don't be intimidated by the competition. Don't focus on the competition. It's very important. When you are starting out on that goal or that project, or you have even started out already, it's very easy to get distracted by all the people that are more successful than you, that have made more progress than you, or you want to go do your thing and you are wondering, oh, what am I going to say? What do I have to offer among all these people that are more experienced, more successful than me? My own charge and my own encouragement to you is that don't focus on the competition. I love the way Tim Ferriss puts it. He says that do not, when anytime you feel intimidated, remember that others are also intimidated. If you feel intimidated, sorry, remember that others feel intimidated too. So don't overestimate the competition and end up underestimating yourself. Don't overestimate the competition and end up underestimating yourself. It's so, so important. Thank you so much, Raela. You are the best always for sharing these points. So don't overestimate the competition and end up underestimating yourself. You need to remember that little advice builds careers. Little advice builds careers. What your the greatest asset that you have is perspective. And so just imagine that all these things that I've shared with you, key insights that Jesus shared with his disciples to help them get started on their mission. Just imagine that you took this little bit of advice that we've shared together this evening and you shared it in the next meeting that you had, then maybe the next board meeting or the next gathering that you had with your group and all that. Trust me, there are some people that will find this, not even some people, many people that will find these key insights that you shared very insightful. And that's just what it is. You need to always remember that you have something tangible to offer. You that I'm talking to right now, you have something tangible to offer. No matter how well advanced those other people are, no matter how level of success they have achieved, you have something tangible to offer. Don't be because of somebody else's floodlight, refuse to shine your own candle. I didn't plan on saying that. But don't because of somebody else's floodlight refuse to shine your own candle. That's just the truth. You have light, you have something to offer. Shine it brightly, shine it proudly. You know how, just to make this very practical, how you get into the gym for the very first time and you see that guy or that lady with the perfect physique and you are feeling so intimidated, feeling so shy, and you just want to even give up and just even leave the gym. No, please don't do that. You've made progress on your own journey. You've made progress on your health and fitness journey. You've made progress on your own mental fitness. You've made journey on your spiritual fitness. You've made progress in various aspects of your life. There are things that you have to share with that person with the perfect physique. You have something to share with that person with the perfect physique, and that it's in every aspect. So this is the way you need to think about these things if you are going to make progress on your own journey, if you are going to sustain momentum on that project that you want to achieve. You have something to offer. Look, don't stop waiting for anybody's permission to do your thing. You have the permission of Almighty God. Go ahead and do your thing. He's the one telling you that don't be intimidated, don't be bluffed into silence by any threat of any bully. At the end of the day, you're not going to give an account to those people that you thought you needed to receive permission from. You are going to give an account to God. You are going to give an account to him. Absolutely. So it's very, very important that, look, remember that you have something to offer. Be comfortable with the fact that yes, you might just be starting out and they are well advanced, but let that not stop you from going out there to shine your light. And that's what it is. 7 powerful points on starting something that matters. Number one, what did we say? Do not focus on the complexity of the problem, but instead focus on the progress that you have made on your own life journey. Number two, don't focus on what you have. Remember that you are the equipment, you are ready to go out there to do your thing. Number three, do not focus on who is not supporting you. Instead, focus on your mission. Know that it's part of the process. It happens to everybody. Every great thing starts from that place of people not understanding and not getting it. Number four, don't focus on the skills that you have, focus on the skills that you need to learn, the people and the practices that you need to keep working at daily as you move towards your goal or your dream. Then what was the fifth thing that we said? We said don't focus on perfection. Quest for perfection is procrastination in disguise. Do it there, do it imperfect. Trust that you have the grace for the day for today. Use the grace for today. When tomorrow comes, the grace will be available for you. And then the sixth thing, we said don't focus on being perfect. What was the sixth thing that we mentioned? Okay, we said um don't quit. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't quit. Remember that yes, you have the thoughts and feelings that, oh, what if it doesn't work out? What if it's not worth it in the end? Remember that yes, you have what it takes. It's very, very important. Keep at it, keep going. And then finally, don't focus on the competition. Don't focus on the competition. Surround yourself with pictures, images of success is very important. Don't focus on failure. Yes, that's what we said by don't quit. Don't focus on failure. Instead, focus on stories of success, and then don't focus on the competition. Remember that you have something great and tangible to offer. It's very, very important. This was my own story preparing for the live in-person seminar that I held earlier this year, and getting to that place where I just realized that, look, all these feelings and all these emotions is all part of the journey, it's all part of the process. And that was what helped me eventually to get to that place where I had that beautiful story and testimony that I keep sharing with you of how that event just came out so beautifully. And I'm just so grateful to be in that place where you can see how you start out to achieve something and you get to the point where you see it become a reality. And that's what I desire for you. This month of September, the remaining part of this year 2023, I know that there are some goals that you want to see accomplished, right? It can be terrifying. I'm not going to kid you. It's terrifying to quit a well-paying job to say that you want to pursue the dreams of your heart. What am I even talking about? You are saying quit a well-paying job. It's terrifying to quit any job. Let's be sincere. It's terrifying to quit any job. It's, whether the job is well-paying or not, to say that you want to leave this thing that is a sure thing that is guaranteed. You want to leave that thing to pursue something else that is not quite guaranteed. It can be quite terrifying. It can be quite challenging. It can be terrifying to get on the road to start training for a marathon when you have never run a day in your life. That's just the truth. It can be terrifying to get into the gym for the very first time to say you want to work on achieving your fitness goals and you see all those complicated pieces of equipment and you're wondering, where do I start? You don't want to be a JJC. You get on the treadmill and you're wondering where the start button is, and you don't want to ask anybody so that they won't know it's your first time in the gym. And then you luckily you find the start button, and then after you have started, you're now wondering where the stop button is. And you are getting tired and praying, hey my God, hope I don't fall for this thing and disgrace myself. It can actually be terrifying. It can actually be challenging. And this is just a humorous version of how it feels literally in various aspects of our lives when we set out a goal, where we feel something. Rayla, you're laughing. It's all these things I'm sharing with you has happened to me. It has happened to me before. I remember the day that I got into the gym and I got on the treadmill. I found the start button. I was wondering how to stop it. Eventually, I found the stop button, and by the time I hit it, I didn't know that you have to keep running a little even after you hit the stop button. But I hit the stop button and I stopped immediately, and I almost fell off the thing and embarrassed myself. And that's just what it is, that many times we don't go for those things that we're really sensing in our hearts because of that fear of embarrassment. Now I want you to feel this with me right now. Yes, that's a humorous version of it, but let's be sincere with ourselves, that isn't that what happens many times. That out of the fear of embarrassing ourselves, of falling our hand, like we like to say in Nigeria, or so that we don't fall our hand, we don't embarrass ourselves, we don't go for those goals that we are sensing in our hearts that really, really matter. And that's my own charge and my own encouragement to you, even as we wrap up this session, that just think through that thing you want to achieve with these 7 points that Jesus outlined sharing with his disciples. And I know it will make a huge difference in your life, because it has made a huge difference in my life. Don't forget, it's Matthew chapter 10. I will share all the verses with you in the comment section below. Just go ahead and do your thing. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for me too. That's why we're here in this high performance community. There are so many things that we want to achieve, so many things that we desire for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our family. That my sincere prayer and expectation is that all those dreams and all those desires become a reality in this month of September. That's my prayer, and that's my own earnest expectation. And can't wait to hear your testimony, can't wait to hear the good news. um Whatever you do, start something that matters, do something that matters, go after that thing that matters, because it's out there, readily available for you. Hunger is proof of the existence of food, thirst is proof of the existence of water. That thing that you desire is somewhere also desiring you. Go out there, go for it, 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 make it happen. Um, and the sky is just going to be your stepping ground. Your greatness is absolutely sure. Thank you so much for making this such a beautiful time for me this evening. We've had such a great time. I know you've learned so much. I have learned so much. I feel so encouraged. I feel so inspired myself. I know you also feel so encouraged and inspired yourself. Don't forget to share your high performance review. What resonated with you from this live session? What did you learn? What did you gain? Make sure that you share it with me. I really, really want to learn from you. What are those new insights, those new thoughts that you are processing? I really, really want to learn from you. Um, Too. Thank you for staying with me. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Any suggestions you have, drop them in the comments. I will see them. I will definitely appreciate them. Look out for the long form video that I always share with you every week. Is coming out on Sunday. Brand new video that is coming out on Sunday. New blog post coming out on my website, carrythecolady.org. All those tools and resources there to help you on your high performance journey as you seek to be everything that God has created you to be. So look out for all those stuff on Sunday. Look out for all the shorts coming out every day over the course of the week. We'll keep moving forward. That's what we'll keep doing. Keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward. Can't wait to see you again on our next live session next week, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Make sure you bring somebody, make sure you invite a friend. Don't come alone. Let's make it happen. So till I see you, enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend that is upcoming. Your greatness is very sure.